SSOE and HK were paired kind of as two design firms working toward lean and our own companies. And I think we're trying to figure out how can we make compelling starting for other practitioners. And I think what we ended up on is a panel. So I think we are probably we're realizing it's different stages of our lean journey. So giving a short 5-10 minute presentation of our firms where we are right now, and hoping to go into or field questions really from the audience on what has gone well, what has not gone well, how can they incorporate lessons learned from us into their own firms and practices.
We sort of recognized early on that architecture engineering, just as a design expertise rather than construction, was already pretty lean as is. And so that's one of the routes that I sort of identified, or kind of five wide, as what's inhibiting adoption, because it becomes something that's like, oh, here's another thing that I have to do that's already replicating what I'm already doing from the user standpoint. So where we've had our best sort of traction is with sort of taking things that we do sort of semi-anecdotally or one-off and toolifying. We had really good progress with integrating A3s into our design change log. People really saw the value with that really quickly to, a year from now, 6 months from now, when no one can remember why something is the way it is, which is, we've always done that. We have this nice little form that somebody put together that says exactly what that story was. So using it to kind of support storytelling has been where we've had the most success. And we're sort of trying to bring in things that we know will have that same effect, using that sort of technique as a launch pad.
One of the things that we've done, we have a lean community of practice, and what we found is that things tended to stay in those pockets. And what we have done to drive across the organization is the establishment of practice group leads. So each of our primary disciplines has a dedicated practice group lead. And we have I'm the project management practice group lead. So for my community of practice, we're about establishing and setting the standards for how we work and breaking down silos across the organization. And further to expand that, with the advent of Larry to our company, he was hired as a continuous improvement subject matter expert. And so his sole focus is to help us find those areas where we can improve and to drive that into our work. So we've established those as clear delineated roles within the organization. And we've put the focus on continuous improvement. So rather than the focus being on a lean community of practice, it is our community of practice within our respective disciplines. And as the practice group leads, we're emulating the behaviors and the mindset that we want to proliferate through the organization. And we're seeing a lot of success in breaking down silos that way.
For us at HOK, I think, we pitch ourselves as an integrated firm with pretty close ties between architecture, engineering, all other disciplines. And I think that's pretty well established in our culture, but not always in every office, not always with firms that maybe, or offices that they don't have engineering in-house, right? Engineering is kind of dispersed through HOK as a whole. What I found is that I think taking lean and kind of sneaking it in as part of the HOK culture has worked out very well. I think we've been able to change how some offices approach projects with the consultants. That I think has been a very fascinating process to see as you start and then as we are now. Particularly want architects and mainly designers to come, because I do feel like just inherently sometimes there's an dissatisfaction with lean, right, from the architecture and design side. And I think a lot of it is just preconceived notions of how it should work, or, everything about it. They see it on projects and all they hear is like, their target value designing out all my design, right? And I think just that over and over again has beaten down into them that like lean is kind of this bad, scary thing. But I don't think it is, right? I think it's definitely has benefits to our practice, right? And hopefully, they can see that and then take away things that they can incorporate into their practice to make their design better.